you never know what you're going to get in a Ravens-Steelers game. Q, we do know who the Ravens are not going to have, like you just were talking about with Zay Flowers. And I got to sit down with my friend Yoni talking about injuries. He owns True Sports Physical Therapy. And I wanted to play a clip of us talking about it because I think this will be a good conversation for you and I. So let me play that clip about if Zay were to play this past week, what real percentage the best case scenario would be, and then potentially what it could look like with Zay having one more week of rest and how big of an impact that can be. So, Brad, can you play that clip? Expect from Zay on like a percentage wise if it is just a grade 1 sprain in this case?
Yeah, I think you'll see 60 to 75% of what we've come to know and love in Baltimore out of Zay Flowers. And I think it also affects the route tree. I think he's running far more north-south than he is kind of coming across the field like he's known to do. He's far less shifty. You'll see him get the ball and opt to kind of take it out of bounds instead of getting the yards after catch that he's so renowned for. I think it just totally changes the way he plays the game. Could be they use him far more as a decoy than as a number 1 receiver.
One more week could be the difference, too. One more week could be the difference for him.
Yeah, so. And I think that, Rip, that's a great point. Like, the amount of healing that's going to transpire over 2 weeks versus 1 is immense. His ability to proper rehabilitate, properly load it, run through the necessary routes, that's going to be exponentially greater if you give him that 1 extra week. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. So that was, we recorded on Tuesday, I believe, Q, when we were talking about that. And obviously, Zay's out. And obviously, Zay would have been at a high risk of a re-injury. But talk to me then on the process here. First off, on one, it's cold on top of it. So playing in the cold and your body functioning well. And in your mind, if what 1 week of trying to prepare to get ready, if there's a realistic shot that the Ravens could get Zay, if it is okay enough for him to battle through.
Yeah, so I think a lot of what your guy from True Sports was saying is spot on. That, you know, that grade 1 sprain, it has that bite to it. If it was a higher grade, he certainly wasn't going to play, period. And you know, put him on a shelf and let it kind of do its thing as far as the healing, and possibly if it was even higher, been surgery. But with that said, I think to minimize further career damage, he would have to be smart when it comes to the rehab process and some of the protocols that they would employ to help him speed up the healing. When it comes to the actual art of playing receiver, he has that fast, super fast twitch, quick, movement. His game is one of, I'm going to make you miss, kind of get up the field. I can make you miss again. That probably won't be as strong. And yes, he would have to change up his game. The cool thing about it, Monken's system has seen him where he's been more down the field and, kind of not as, deliberate with strong cuts, but can kind of run routes that are intermediate, that are more rounding into it, deep over routes, shallow crossing routes. So you can keep on the move and not necessarily have to stick your foot in the ground and make a separation cut. But the flip side to it is that if Pittsburgh, if he decided to play this week and whatever, Pittsburgh probably is going to challenge and be like, all right, cool. Let's play him some form of man or some form of cloud coverage where he has to get off the line of scrimmage, and let's see how, he likes that. Let's see how he likes that physicality and if his knee holds up. So those are some of the strategies that the defense can also put on to Zay. And ultimately, I think, it's probably highly unlikely that he would play this week. If he does, boy, I'm hoping and praying that they give him the great healing powers and protocols, but then also next week, making sure that, whatever he does, the game planning is to feature him, not just throw him back out there saying that everything is okay. So weather, going to be a factor. Wind can be certainly a factor, freeze up those joints real quick and, make you think twice. But I think if ultimately he does go out, he'll have to put himself in the mental mindset to be ready to go and face all those challenges that we just stated.
Yeah, they're going to want to have a Zay that can almost do what he's fully capable. Not that he can do all of it or saying it's going to be 100%, but to your point, Zay is a playmaker, and if he's going to be compromised, that's going to hurt Baltimore if you're trying to decide, okay, is he just full decoy, or can we actually use that Zay that is a game-changing player, because there's a big difference there.